I'm Sam Dinazini, and today you're going to learn how to dismount, because everyone seems to like the how to bunny hop video, so I'm going to try and do some more how-tos. Okay, so the first tip I'd give when you're trying to learn how to dismount is to maybe start with flat pedals, because you don't have to worry about like unclipping when you're doing a dismount and clipping back in after. Okay, so there are two types of dismounts. There's the step through and there's the step off. And the step off is just a bit easy and simple. And if you're going fast and you need to dismount, then you can just quickly do it and then jump back on a lot faster than in the step through. Okay, so how to actually do a dismount is, so you'll be riding, you'll unclip one foot, you will. Whatever your strong foot is, you keep that clipped in until as late as possible. So you'll stay clipped in. You'll take your back foot over the seat. So just take it over and then either step through, so like that, and then step off, just as you said, just jump off. Okay, so when you're practicing, make sure you don't dismount too early, too late, because you'll probably just plough straight into the hurdle. But the easiest way to do it is to dismount when you're, say, this far away, and you come in with a bit of momentum, and then just like that. So you're just kind of scooting, and then you just jump off as late as possible and lift your weight over the hurdle. And then another important bit to the dismount, if you want to dismount late, then when you're dismounting and scooting, put your strong hand, well, if you're right-footed then it might be a bit of a problem, but put your strong hand on the top tube just as you're scooting, so you can dismount later, instead of being on the top, on the hoods or wherever you are, and having to jump off onto there. You can just keep your hand on it, and then you can carry it a lot easier and sooner. This is how you shouldn't do it. And this is how you should do it. Okay, so at first I struggled to actually get the bike over because I was kind of running too close and then lifting it up. So you want to jump and lift your bike up, so you want to go, instead of just going, like stepping over it and jumping is also a lot faster. Okay, so if the hurdles are like really high, which these aren't, but if you jump off and you're really struggling to lift it up high, then you can hold lower down on the bike and then just pull it up the same. And how I sometimes carry it, I lift up right below, I've still forgotten what the name is, below that thing, and then you lift it up and hook the saddle onto your shoulder, and it's kind of, if you're struggling, the only bad thing about that technique, holding it further down, is that if you would normally do it, you would hold onto the top tube just like that. Then you can't really do it down there unless you're like, but that's just not very good or comfortable. So you would have to dismount with still on your hoods or wherever you're holding and then bend down. But it still helps if the hurdles are really high. Okay, so what we haven't really talked about is dismounting without the hurdles if it's just a steep hill, like this, because this isn't really rideable if you're in a big group, and it'll definitely be a run because it'll be muddy as well. So if for something like that, you would probably want to pick up by here, and it does hurt, but you won't get used to it. You'll hold it there and try and hook your arm underneath and then hold on to the bottom of the bars. And some people do that, I think, but I can't really, you've got to have a really long arm. So you just hold it like that. If you're watching this video and finding it a bit too easy, then go and check out my bunny hop video just on my channel. And it's because it's better to learn both. Because if you're on your own, then you want to bunny hop it. But if there's loads of people around you, then you'll want to dismount. So it's good to know both. So why not check out my bunny hop video? Okay, so next up to do is the remount. So it's basically because you save a lot of time running and jumping on than you would like running and then stopping and then getting on and then riding. So you want to, it's quite hard because when you do the dismount, you want to try and get your pedal or one of your pedals in a good position to carry on riding. But it's quite hard because you want to try and dismount with your foot at the bottom. But so you want a foot in a good position to start riding straight away. So if it's at the bottom, then it'll just be hard to ride. And then, okay, so for the actual remount, you don't really want to keep jumping on like that, and I struggle with that. I just jump way too high. But you kind of want to slide your leg on. So instead of going really high like that, just try and go. Well, even that wasn't very good. I can't really do it. But you basically slide. Your leg will go over the back, not through there. So you'll just slide your leg on. Well, not really slide. Just be as low as possible as you can without falling, because that really hurts. And yeah. And then also when you're running, well, if you've got quite a heavy bike, then you might want to like lift it over, put it back on the floor, and then jump over and then put it back on the floor. But it is faster, but it's also harder for like people with big bikes than small, like people that are kind of small. Well, not like small, like young. But you want to try and keep the bike in the air while you're running, and it is hard, but it definitely helps with your momentum and speed. Okay, so most of the time there will be not just one hurdle, there will be two, and I think the restriction is 40 centimetres up and then 4 metres apart from each other. I think these are too close, but so they've got to be at least the two hurdles have to be at least 4 metres apart. And you want to, yeah, so once you've done it, it should all look like this. I really struggle keeping the bike in the air when I'm running as well, but you kind of slow it down when you're practicing. But I might try, like maybe try it like that, but when it is really hard to keep running with your bike in the air. I'll just try it again. Not quite as smooth, but easier. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I can't do that now. Maybe don't